Anyway, Cressida, we start with our own Nigel's acerbic assessments in the Telegraph of the developments across the pond.
Farage, it would be potty to vote for Kamala Harris simply because she's a woman. Reform leader accuses Joe Biden's wife, Jill, of elder abuse and says he should never have been in the White House in the first place. This is just like Farage's kind of thoughts today.
Yeah.
He's talking about... I watched Ray Addison earlier out and about doing a news report from Crawley in the UK, and he was interviewing people to find out if the Brits kind of know who Kamala Harris is. And there were so many people saying, well, it would be nice to have a woman.
Yeah.
And he'd say, why is that? And they didn't care. It was just
famous last words.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have some Visigoths in the city.
I mean, to be fair, I would sooner have a woman president, probably, than a woman's Secret Service. Offering close protection. I mean, it is probably a job.
Imagine if you had both.
I've seen Meryl Streep play a woman quite plausibly in a movie. A woman president, not a woman.
You're just being really, really catty.
I don't know how she did it. Must have been prosthetic.
I mean, when we've seen a number of female leaders, obviously, in Europe, it is odd that America is lagging behind because they're supposed... But that is the weird dichotomy with America. On the one hand, they're supposed to have swept away all the old ancien regime, inherited, wealth and power and so on. In reality, as a left-wing commentator said on Twitter today, this will be the first presidential election in 48 years not to feature either a Bush, a Clinton or Joe Biden.
Wow.
48 years, very nearly my adult lifetime. In fact, yes, my entire adult lifetime, because George Bush Jr. was, the senior rather, was Veep for Reagan.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have... And in that regard as well, they are extraordinarily conservative. It's weird, but they are. Their clubs are more conservative.
Well, so some people are saying that's a vote for Kamala Harris because people are going to go for her purely because it'd be nice to have a woman.
Yeah.
But Farage, of course, is saying, he says, well, she's got a better chance of victory than Joe Biden on paper until the public actually see her.
Yeah.
And he's... Well, this is the problem with DEI, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with having a black or woman or whatever, but they've got to be able to...
And he can't argue against it because it was quite blatantly made by him as that point. He was urged to hire a black woman and he said, yes, OK, well, let's do that.
They make a song and dance of it so that everybody knows exactly. Let it happen organically.
Because other people have said, she was a state, or California district attorney and she's been a senator and so on. She has much more relevant experience than Trump had first time around. This time around, you could obviously say, well, he's been actual president. But, but there are a lot of people in American political life who give the appearance of having risen to... She's not alone in this.
Yeah.
And yet she seems to have only the kind of folksy wisdom that you would ascribe to a youth leader or something.
Yeah, she's incredibly good at hiding her talents. It really is incredible. And she's sort of representative of this left-wing embrace of woke ideology, so DEI, critical race theory, gender ideology. And I think what really gets your regular person's back up about it is it's inherently racist. The left are racist because they're judging people specifically on their identity, on their demographics, whether they're straight or gay or black or white or whatever it is. Whereas I think on the right, you see Margaret Thatcher rose to become, possibly the greatest conservative leader of, certainly modern times. And, it wasn't because she's a woman.
She did have to overcome some prejudice, of course. But once she was in, she was in.
Yeah.